So it seems like a lot of you are really curious about cybersecurity these days,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
For sure.
It's something that's impacting all of us more and more.
Yeah, definitely more and more.
So we're going to take a deep dive into cybersecurity today and figure out how it impacts you in your daily life.
Sounds good.
We have an expert here with us to help us break it all down.
Happy to be here.
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
So to kind of kick things off,
Okay.
the sources we're diving into today use this analogy of cybersecurity being like protecting your home.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a really good analogy. You lock your doors.
Right.
You might have an alarm system.
Yeah.
You do these things to protect your physical belongings, your loved ones. Cybersecurity is the same idea, just in the digital world.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about safeguarding our data, our finances, our online identities.
And it's easy to see how things like online banking and shopping fit into that.
Exactly.
Things we do all the time.
All the time.
Every time you enter your credit card number online or log into your bank account,
Right.
you're leaving a digital footprint.
You are.
And these cyber criminals are constantly trying to exploit those footprints.
Yeah, and in 2017, for example, the credit reporting agency Equifax,
Right.
they experienced a massive data breach that impacted nearly 150 million people.
150 million people.
Huge.
Wow.
Imagine the fallout from that. Millions of people at risk of identity theft and financial fraud.
It's scary to think about.
It is.
That's a stark reminder that this isn't just something that happens to other people.
Nope. It can happen to anyone.
But sometimes it feels like you need to be a tech whiz to really understand all this stuff.
You really don't.
Okay.
You don't have to be a coding expert to practice good cybersecurity.
Okay.
Even simple things can make a huge difference.
Like what?
Well, let's take social media, for instance.
Sure.
You might not think of it as like a prime target, but it's a gold mine for cyber criminals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can use that information for phishing scams,
Right.
or even to impersonate you online.
I'll admit I hadn't really thought about my social media accounts like
That's a
that.
big one.
So what can we do to protect ourselves?
Ah,
Our sources mention strong passwords as a first line of defense.
absolutely.
Okay.
A strong password is like a complex lock on your front door.
Okay.
The more complicated it is, the harder it is for someone to pick it.
Makes sense.
So use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols.
And don't use the same password for multiple accounts.
Definitely not.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Got it.
Um,
What about those device updates that always seem to pop up at the worst times?
I know they can be annoying,
Yeah.
but they are crucial.
Okay.
Think of them as patching up holes in your home's security system.
Okay.
Those updates often include security fixes that protect you from newly discovered vulnerabilities.
So strong passwords, regular updates. What else?
Be very wary of suspicious links or downloads.
Okay.
Like, have you ever received an email that seemed too good to be true?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Like winning a lottery you never entered.
I got one from a Nigerian prince last week.
There you go.
I almost clicked on it, but then I remembered that old saying.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly.
That's a classic phishing scam.
Yeah.
Cyber criminals use these tricks to try to get you to click on malicious links
Right.
or download infected files,
So just don't click on anything you're not sure about.
pretty much.
Okay.
If you're ever unsure about a link or an email, it's always best to err on the side of caution.
Good advice.
Thanks.
Our sources also touched on cybersecurity for businesses. It seems like the stakes are even higher for them.
Definitely, businesses hold a lot of sensitive data.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Customer information, financial records, intellectual property,
Right.
and the consequences of a breach can be huge,
Yeah, I bet.
both financially and reputationally.
What are some of the ways businesses protect themselves?
Um,
I remember reading about firewalls.
a firewall is like a security guard for your computer network. It monitors incoming and outgoing traffic,
Right.
blocking anything that looks suspicious.
So it's like a first line of defense for their whole network.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's a fundamental part of any business's cybersecurity strategy.
And what about encryption?
Encryption basically scrambles data so that it's unreadable to anyone who doesn't have the decryption key.
It's like a secret code.
Yeah, like sending a super secret message in coded language.
So like when I'm shopping online,
It's
that's how my credit card details are protected.
Right, encryption ensures that your credit card details are transmitted securely.
So it's like a digital shield,
You got it.
predicting our information as it travels across the internet.
Exactly. And just like any shield, it needs to be maintained and updated regularly to stay effective.
So whether we're individuals or businesses, cybersecurity is something we all need to be thinking about.
All the time.
Yeah,
The digital world is constantly evolving, and so are the threats.
that is true.
It's important to stay informed, be proactive, and take steps to protect yourself and your information.
Great advice.
Thank you.
What's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Think about your own digital habits.
Okay.
Are you using strong passwords?
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping your devices updated?
Mhm.
Are you being cautious about the links you click on and the files you download?
Okay.
By taking even these small steps, you can significantly reduce your risk of becoming a victim of cybercrime.
That's a great takeaway.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for diving into this with us.
Yeah, no problem.
And to our listeners, remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
The more you understand about cybersecurity, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the digital world safely and confidently.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks again for joining us.
My pleasure.
See you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.